There is a power within you that does not need permission, approval, or confirmation. It is silent. It is invisible. Yet it governs the entire rhythm of your life, your relationships, and even the way another person responds to you. That power is your thought energy. Pure, undiluted, vibrational consciousness. When you come to understand that your imagination, properly disciplined, can compel the love of another without words, without action, without effort, then you have discovered the secret behind all love, attraction, and longing. You do not need to chase, persuade, or convince anyone to love you madly. You need only to realize that all you are seeking from them, attention, affection, desire, obsession, already exists in the unseen field that connects your consciousness to theirs. And when you dare to assume it without wavering, it must express itself in your world. You see, we have been taught to believe that love must be earned, negotiated, or achieved by action. But action is only a shadow, a mere echo of the true cause, which is always an internal movement of mind. And what if I told you that the most intense desire from another can be birthed through the silent communion of thought? That when you think of them and feel their love and dwell in the state of already having what you desire, you ignite within them a response they cannot explain or resist. You are not separate from the one you desire. There is no barrier between your mind and theirs, no limitation to the reach of your thought when it is clothed in feeling. The same creative spirit that shaped stars and spun galaxies is within you. It listens not to begging, nor to logic, but to the assumption that what you feel is true, because it already is. To make them love you madly, begin not with them but with you, not with your hands but your inner conversations. Speak to them in the quietness of your soul. Feel their response. Allow yourself to be saturated with the emotion of their obsession with you. And do not check, do not doubt, do not wonder. For thought energy, once impressed with belief, begins to mold itself into form. What you assume they feel for you, if felt purely and without contradiction, must manifest. Do not worry about how or when. Do not entertain the absence. Every time you feel lack, shift into presence. Every time you want, shift into gratitude. Feel it already done. Make no room for questioning. You are not hoping, they already love you. Not mildly, not politely, but madly, deeply, with a wild urgency that awakens them at night and calls them toward you like gravity. Gravity. The world responds not to your actions, but to your assumptions. You do not need to impress them. You need to impress upon consciousness the reality you wish to experience. The one you desire is already yours in the dimension of thought. You hold them not in your arms, but in the womb of your mind. You seduce them not with your looks or words, but with your knowing. You don't chase love, you become it. You don't hope for their affection. You walk in the certainty that it is already yours. And when you walk like that, when you imagine like that, the universe bends, rearranges, and collapses timelines to bring your inner world to the surface. When they think of you, it is not random, it is a signal echoing through the ether, entering their awareness like a memory they've never lived but cannot shake. And they begin to feel things they never gave themselves permission to feel before. You awaken in them a thirst, a longing, an ache for something they didn't know was missing, until your image stirred it in them. Do you understand the magnitude of your power? Do you see that all the while you thought they were out of reach? You were the one writing the script of your own unfulfilled desire. Change the script. Change the assumption. Assume they love you madly, and the world will reflect it. Let the image of their love become so vivid in your mind that it moves you emotionally. Feel it like it is happening now, not later, not someday, but now. What would you feel if they were obsessed with you, if they couldn't stop texting you, thinking about you, dreaming of you? What would you feel if they stared at your photos with trembling hands and burning eyes? If their every thought was magnetized by you? Feel it now. Not for performance, not for temporary satisfaction, but to imprint it upon your subconscious. That is the only place that matters, for the subconscious does not judge or question. It accepts what is repeated, what is felt, what is believed, and once accepted, it orchestrates reality to match. You are not casting a spell over them. You are aligning with the version of them that already loves you madly. All things exist, every possibility, every timeline. There is a version of them who craves you, worships you, dreams only of you. You don't have to create that version. You only have to select it with your attention. Your focus is your selector. What you dwell on, you invite. So stop feeding the version where they ignore you. Stop energizing the reality where they are distant or confused. Withdraw your attention from what you do not want and give life only to what you desire. You are not manipulating anyone, you are choosing your reality. And that is your divine right. Feel their love like a current moving through you. Close your eyes and hear their voice saying, I can't stop thinking about you. I don't know what it is. You're always on my mind. I'm drawn to you like nothing I've ever known. Hear them. Feel the trembling in their voice. See the intensity in their eyes. Let your body respond with chills, with knowing, with desire. That is the frequency that calls them into your experience. That is the thought energy that crosses all boundaries, dissolves all resistance, and magnetizes them toward you. Do it not once, but continually. Let it become your dwelling place. Every time you think of them, think from the wish fulfilled. Do not think of them as absent, as uninterested, as separate. Think from the state where they are yours, madly and wildly in love, unable to think of anyone else. This is not fantasy. This is creation. The world is mental. All things begin in thought and are clothed with form through faith. Faith is not passive. It is fiery, alive, persistent. It does not beg, it declares. It does not question, it knows. So let your thought energy be a declaration, not a whisper of hope. Declare their love with your feeling. Stand firm in your assumption. Ignore appearances, and the appearances must change. Reality is fluid to the one who knows. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are the author of experience. The moment you decide that they love you madly and persist in that inner knowing, the universe conspires effortlessly and invisibly to prove you right. When the world tells you to be realistic, you must be bold enough to be imaginative. Reality is not what's out there, it's what's in here, in your consciousness. And whatever you accept within must outpicture itself in time. So stop fighting for their attention. Stop pleading for their affection. Assume the end. Assume the love. And do not waver. Every time the mind drifts to doubt, bring it back to the vision. Saturate yourself with the scene of their love. Let it play in your mind like a film you've watched 1,000 times. That repetition imprints. That focus creates. That feeling transforms. You don't need them to say the words. You need to say them in your inner world. You need to hear their confessions in the theater of your imagination. Let your inner senses come alive. Smell their scent, feel their touch, hear their breath. Create with your mind until the feeling becomes so real that it evokes emotion. And once you reach that emotion, stay there. Dwell in it. Return to it as often as you can. That is the magnetic frequency that summons them. That is the pure thought energy that binds hearts and bends minds. And remember this, the greater your belief, the faster the reflection. The more loyal you are to the unseen, the more swiftly it becomes seen. The moment you choose to accept their love as a present fact, rather than a future hope, you initiate the shift. You dissolve the separation. And you become the living embodiment of the reality you desire. Then walk in that feeling. Walk in the knowing that they already love you madly, deeply, with the kind of passion that doesn't wait for explanation. You no longer seek signs because the feeling is the sign. You don't look to the outside world for proof because the moment you feel it within, the work is done. It must come. It must unfold. That person you desire, they feel what you feel. They are not immune to your focused energy. There is no wall between minds. Only belief creates barriers. But love, true love, unshaken and imagined with clarity, breaks through every wall. When you focus on being the one who is adored, cherished, longed for, your entire frequency shifts. You no longer operate from a place of lack, but from abundance. You become the magnetic field that draws everything to you. Their texts become natural. Their obsession becomes inevitable. Their desire becomes constant. Because you have rewritten the script. You have assumed the identity of the one who is loved beyond logic. And this assumption, this inner identity is not just a mindset, it is a vibration that pulses through the ethers, calling to them, awakening something ancient and irresistible in their soul. Let them feel you through time and space. Let them feel your thought energy like a song echoing in their heart. Let them hear your voice in their dreams. Feel your presence in crowded rooms. See your face in passing strangers. You do not need physical contact to create real connection. Thought energy is not bound by physical law. It does not wait for the five senses to give it permission to move. It simply flows, pure, precise, and potent. So give yourself to the feeling. See it, feel it, taste it, claim it. This is not about desperation or control. It is about alignment. You are aligning with the version of yourself that is already loved. You are merging with the version of them who already cannot bear to be without you. Every heartbeat you feel for them, they feel it too, if you allow it. If you persist. If you embody the love so fully that the lines between imagination and reality blur. That is when manifestation accelerates. That is when they call, not because you chased, but because they felt pulled, drawn, compelled. Something in them just had to reach out, and that something was you. Can you trust your unseen power enough to let it work for you? Can you rest in the knowing that your thought energy is more influential than any action you could take? That the universe listens to the melody of your feeling and mirrors it in form? You must. You must let go of needing evidence. You must train your inner eye to see what the outer eyes do not yet see. And then your outer world will conform because it is your servant, not your master. The truth is, most people don't get what they want because they never fully claim it. They oscillate, they affirm, then doubt. They visualize, then fear. But if you hold the vision steadily, if you entertain no opposing thought, the results will come with certainty. It will look like magic to others, but you will know it was law. It was your inner state expressed. Every moment is a test of loyalty. Will you be loyal to the visible world or the invisible assumption? Will you let appearances rule your state, or will you rule appearances through the dominion of your consciousness? The more you rehearse their love inwardly, the more it must echo outwardly. The one you desire will not be able to resist your pull, not because of manipulation, but because of resonance. When your thought energy matches the version of them who's madly in love with you, that version must appear. They are drawn, magnetized, awakened by your persistence in the unseen. Every doubt is a betrayal of the wish fulfilled. Every complaint, every sad reflection, every belief in the absence of love is a moment of disloyalty to your inner power. But when you rise above the evidence of the senses, when you claim the end as if it were now, your world shifts. The one you desire begins to dream about you, to miss you, to wonder where this sudden longing is coming from. That is the power of consciousness. That is the power of thought energy. infused with emotion. The energy you radiate is felt, subtly, deeply, in ways they may not understand, but they cannot ignore it. It enters their thoughts when they least expect it. A memory of you that never happened, yet feels familiar, a sudden desire to reach out with no clear reason. That's your signal. That's your broadcast. You have become the one who is loved madly, not by asking, but by being. You assumed it, and they responded. You believed, and they conformed. So practice the feeling. Enter the scene. Let your imagination become more real to you than your current conditions. If you wish to be kissed by them, feel their lips. If you wish to be held, feel their arms. If you wish to be pursued, feel their hunger. Give yourself fully to the imagined experience. Speak to them lovingly in your mind. Feel their joy in being near you. Dwell in that house of love within. That is your power. That is your place of creation. Thought energy, when focused and felt, becomes your greatest ally. The world around you may scream. They don't care. They're with someone else. They've forgotten you. But your world within whispers, they are already yours. And the whisper is stronger if you trust it. The whisper is the seed. All manifestation begins in silence. What you feel is true will become visible. This is not hope, it is law. And the law will not return void. It will deliver to you exactly what you persist in believing. So walk now as if their love surrounds you. Smile as if you are already their favorite thought. Move through your days with the certainty of being cherished, adored, needed. Let every thought be saturated with love. Do not curse the delay. Do not react to silence. Let every silent moment be a sacred space where your imagination speaks louder than circumstances. That is where miracles are born, in stillness, in the invisibility of thought energy. You have the power to make them love you madly, not by changing them, but by changing your concept of them. The moment you stop seeing them as distant, cold, unsure, and begin to see them as overflowing with love for you, you create a bridge of incidents that carries them into that new state. And they will not know why. They will simply feel what you have decided they feel. So be relentless in your inner world. Be fierce in your love, not outwardly, but inwardly. Be constant, be deliberate. Refuse to entertain anything but the end. There is no middle, there is no obstacle, there is only the end. And the end is you, loved madly, completely, irresistibly. Thought energy obeys feeling, and feeling is the secret. When you feel their love so vividly that your body reacts, when your chest warms, your breath deepens, and your heart races with joy, then you have entered the state. That state is the cause, and the outer world must follow. All things must bend to that frequency. You do not have to beg for it. You become it. And in becoming, you draw it out of them, not because they changed, but because your vision did. And the vision you hold must not waver, even when the outside appears stubborn, even when your senses scream contradiction. For the senses only report what has been accepted in the past. They are not prophets. They are reflections. The moment you understand this, you are free. Free to create anew. Free to revise. Free to plant the seeds of love so strong, so undeniable, that even the most hardened heart melts before it. But the garden of the heart requires attention. You cannot plant desire and then water doubt. You must tend to it with consistency, with certainty. You must speak as one who already possesses, not one who waits. Speak within yourself as if their love is unfolding now. Say to yourself, they can't stop thinking about me. They are overwhelmed with desire for me. They feel a pull they cannot explain. And let those words become your inner song, not once, not twice, but over and over, until it becomes your natural state. That repetition engraves itself into the subconscious, and the subconscious moves mountains. You are not repeating to force the outer to shift. You are repeating to saturate your inner state. And once that state is firmly planted, it cannot help but blossom in your world. Imagine every detail of their obsession. What do they do when they miss you? Do they scroll through your pictures, aching with desire? Do they whisper your name at night, haunted by the memory of your presence? Do they smile uncontrollably when they think of you? Let that be your internal experience. Let it be more alive to you than anything else. When someone asks you about your love life, feel the urge to smile, not because it's perfect yet outwardly, but because you know something they don't. You know you already have it. This is the art of creation through thought energy. The silent force that moves people, opens doors, and transforms coldness into burning passion. You are not asking the universe to give you something. You are commanding reality to mirror the vibration you hold. When you feel that they love you madly, the energy of that thought begins to shape itself in the hearts and minds of others. They will begin to feel strange shifts, compulsions to reach out, to talk to you, to see your face, to relive memories that never even happened in this dimension, but are real because you made them real. You are not imagining in vain. You are not dreaming idle dreams. You are aligning with the truest version of you, the one who is already loved, already wanted, already chosen. The longer you dwell in that self, the more the outer world collapses into agreement. This is not manipulation. It is resonance. You cannot force another to love you, but you can become the version of yourself they already love. And in doing so, you draw that version of them into your life. You must not concern yourself with the how. The mind loves to tangle itself in mechanics. What should I do? What should I say? How do I make them feel what I feel? The answer is always the same. Go within. Feel it first, become it. The universe takes care of the rest. Your job is not to direct the outer stage, but to embody the inner role. When you step into the role of the beloved, adored, craved partner, the stage adjusts. The players forget their lines and take on new ones to match your vibration. That is how powerful you are. Every time you dwell in the feeling of being loved by them, you are sending a signal stronger than any text, more magnetic than any look, more persuasive than any action. That signal is pure thought energy, and it is the blueprint from which reality is formed. So be precise, be bold, be unyielding. Do not accept half-hearted love in your mind and expect mad devotion in the outer world. If you want to be loved madly, then in your imagination you must be already consumed by their love, already the obsession, already the dream they cannot shake. This inner faith, this inner discipline is the mark of a creator. And you are one. You have always been one. You just forgot. You let the outer world speak louder than the voice within. But now that voice must rise. It must speak with clarity. They are mine. They love me. They cannot bear to be without me. And when those words become your inner truth, they become their outer reality. Sometimes the outer world will test your conviction. There may be silence. There may be appearances that seem to contradict your inner knowing. Do not flinch. Do not waver. Hold to the end. The silence is not absence. It is the soil settling before the bloom. The contradiction is not rejection. It is the old story dissolving. Persist through it. Continue imagining. Continue feeling. The shift will come. It must. Feel their arms around you, even when they are far away. Feel their heart beating for you, even when they seem cold. Let your imagination warm their soul. Let your thoughts embrace them until they can't remember a time they weren't in love with you. That is your power. Not words, not effort, but energy. Invisible yet undeniable. Do not underestimate the influence of your mind. The same mind that can summon tears from a memory can summon love from the unseen. And it need not be loud. It need only be consistent. Quietly, gently you plant the seed. You water it with feeling, you guard it with persistence, and it grows. Sometimes slowly, sometimes all at once. But it grows. You are already in union. There is no separation except what you imagine. And so you must imagine union. Dwell in it, sleep in it, live from it. Do not visit it like a guest. Make it your home. From the moment you wake to the moment you rest, let the awareness of their love be your atmosphere. Let it color everything you see. If you feel them holding your hand, walking beside you, thinking of you, then that is the reality you are commanding. And command it you must, not with desperation, but with divine certainty. They feel your energy, they sense your presence. Even when they don't understand why, something in them responds. They begin to dream of you. They replay conversations that never happened but feel real. They feel drawn, stirred, awakened. And they begin to move toward you as if by instinct. That is the invisible dance of creation. That is the romance of consciousness. You and they, entangled in the unseen, drawn together by the vibration you chose. You are the cause. You are the origin point. You are the channel through which divine love expresses. So if you desire to be loved madly, then in every cell, every thought, every breath, radiate the energy of being loved. Do not contradict it with fear or lack. Do not dilute it with doubt. Let the purity of your belief create a field so strong, so undeniable, that it pulls them in like gravity. And when they arrive, and they will, it will feel like destiny, like fate, like a reunion written in the stars. But you will know it was not chance, it was not luck. It was your choice, your unwavering assumption, your belief in the unseen. You made them love you madly, not through pressure or pain, but through pure, conscious thought energy, vibrating with the truth of your desire already fulfilled. And once that love manifests outwardly, once their voice trembles with the truth your mind held long before they could articulate it, once their touch mirrors the affection you've already lived in silently for weeks, months, even years, you will know the real secret. You never needed to change the world. You only needed to change the inner narrative. The world as it is was always responding to your mental diet. You cannot feast on thoughts of rejection and expect a banquet of affection. You cannot affirm lack and receive abundance. So you trained your mind moment by moment, thought by thought, until the only thing it could reflect was love. Mad, consuming, undeniable love. And even then you must remain faithful. For manifestation is not a one-time event. It is a continuous unfolding. You must continue to dwell in that reality, not out of fear that it will slip away, but out of joy that it is now your natural state. You are now the one who is loved, who is chosen, who is seen. And you must carry yourself that way, not in arrogance, but in truth. The world cannot help but echo back to you what you feel with it. It is law. The temptation will always be to return to the old story, to question, to look outside for validation, to react to temporary shadows. But you are no longer that version of yourself. You have ascended into knowing. You have entered the kingdom of creation, where your word becomes flesh, your assumption becomes reality, your thought becomes form. Every thought carries a frequency. Every frequency shapes matter. And the most potent frequency is love, focused, felt, and free of doubt. Now listen closely. If in your imagination they love you madly and you truly dwell in that feeling, they must feel it too. They may not know why. They may rationalize it, deny it, resist it, but it is there. You have awakened it. And it will grow, subtly at first, then suddenly, one day they will tell you, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't stop thinking about you. Something changed. And you'll smile because you'll know it changed when you changed your inner conversation That's when the invisible cords tighten. That's when the spell of assumption began to wrap around their heart, not as manipulation, but as alignment. They were always meant to love you like this. You were always meant to be the beloved. It was only your belief in separation, your belief in distance, that kept the experience at bay, but not anymore. Now you speak a different language, one the universe responds to without fail. You speak the language of knowing, of embodiment, of emotional saturation. And that language needs no translation. It is felt instantly across dimensions. Never again ask, how do I make them love me? Instead ask, how do I make myself feel the love they already have for me? Because that question unlocks the answer to everything. That feeling is your bridge. That feeling is the path. Once you cultivate it, sustain it, and protect it, the outer must bend, it must conform, it must reflect. What you see with your physical eyes is the echo of your former beliefs. But your imagination is the seed of your next season. So plant deliberately, nourish wisely, refuse to let weeds of fear and doubt grow. Keep your garden pure. If a fearful thought comes, do not fight it, replace it, say that is not my truth anymore. And return to the scene of love, return to the vision, return to the moment in your mind where they are holding you, confessing their passion, adoring every part of you. Live there, feel there, breathe there. Eventually you will find that you no longer feel separate from your desire. You no longer reach for it, you are it. And once you are it, it shows up, it appears, not as a surprise, but as a certainty. And the more you live in that certainty, the more consistent the manifestation becomes. Some will call it coincidence, others will call it luck. But you will know better. You will know that everything changed the moment you took full ownership of your power, the moment you stopped asking and started assuming, the moment you stopped doubting and started dwelling. And when you dwell in the state of being madly loved, your energy shifts, people notice. Strangers treat you differently, opportunities align, life opens. Not just with the person you desire, but with the entire universe. Because love is not limited to one channel. It is the vibration of total receptivity. And once you're in that vibration, everything begins to mirror it. So let your thoughts be your temple. Let your imagination be your sanctuary. Make no room for fear, no altar for lack. Worship only the vision of love fulfilled, and your reality will rise to meet your inner devotion. Every morning, wake up in the feeling that they are yours, not in neediness, but in gratitude. Thank them in your heart for loving you, even before they say the words. Feel their energy moving toward you, feel the bond tightening. And if you ever feel discouraged, remember this, thought energy is not wasted. Every true feeling, every vivid assumption is creating behind the veil, and the more you persist, the thinner that veil becomes. The version of them who adores you, who can't live without you, who dreams of you nightly and aches to be near you, it already exists. Call that version forth with the certainty of a God. Invite them through your assumption. Hold the door open with your imagination and welcome them with the warmth of your faith. Let the world call it madness. Let them not understand. You are not living by their rules. You are not bound by consensus. You are creating from within. And those who create from within shape the future. They shape love. They shape destiny. So shape yours now. Shape their thoughts of you with your vision. Shape their longing with your inner dialogue. Speak to them as if they already ache for you, and they will. Speak to them as if they already miss you when you're gone, and they will. Speak to them as if you are the one they searched for all their lives, and they will know it's true. This is not fantasy. It is law. The law of assumption, the law of identity, the law of vibration. You become, and they reflect. You think, and they feel. You imagine, and they respond. There is no other power. There is no other method. So stop looking outside. Go within. Go often. Go deeply. Become the embodiment of what you desire. And they will come, not because you chased, but because you became. You are already loved, already chosen, already the center of their attention. Let that truth live in you so fully that you forget you ever questioned it. And when that happens, when you forget the doubt, the separation, the longing, then love shows up. Pure, powerful, permanent. Because it was never them you had to change, it was always you. You only had to realize who you really are, the one who is loved madly, completely, eternally.